Hey, everybody. Welcome to Get the Word Out. I am with my new friend, the Helpful Hippie. I'm really excited. I've known about you. I really heard about you with the Micah Beckwith town hall,
Yeah.
um, where they said they wanted to arrest the small one, and that was you. And they actually ended up arresting other people, I believe. And
Yeah,
we'll talk.
yeah,
We can talk about that today too. But really we're going to examine your life. You kind of gave up your job, your money to become a leader in the resistance, and by doing that you've met a lot of the really extreme people on the other side, and some of them have been trolling you. This is
yeah,
why you go by the Helpful Hippie. You've had to keep your identity private for your own safety, and you had an interaction with a MAGA protester at the No Kings rally this past Saturday that kind of blew your mind and changed the way you're thinking about how we do this resistance. And it
yeah,
matches up very well with Project Next and our message of unity, of stopping the fear, hate, and division, and working together to make our local, state, and national communities better. So, Helpful Hippie, I'll just call you Hippie. And I'm just like
yeah.
so thankful you're here. So, thank you. How are you doing today?
Well, I'm great. I'm really happy to be here. I am really excited, to get the word out about the things that No Kings taught us, because I feel like we learned a lot. I've been a little bit of everywhere in this movement. I've been up north to protest, up over by you guys. I've been everywhere. I've traveled. For a while I was just like at every Micah Beckwith town hall. I
Yes.
haven't I haven't been to any more since he
I can
came to visit
understand
me.
why. That
Um,
got pretty intense, and I started to worry about my friends.
Yeah,
So, I'm glad you're
yeah.
not, honestly. Let's protect
It
you.
it was a different experience at that town hall. It I came there with the intention of reading a speech that I had prepared after attending so many of these just as an observer. I never got up and spoke because I didn't feel like it was my place to. That's not where I was from. I did dissent from the audience because that was my right, right? When I heard him say abhorrent things, I voiced my opinion, just like everyone else, not in a disrespectful
I wanna
way.
go ahead and just, if you're listening to this and you're not from Indiana or you don't know who Micah Beckwith is, which a lot of people in Indiana don't,
Yeah.
Micah Beckwith is our new lieutenant governor. He is a pastor of a mega church in Zionsville, and he's kind of one of those guys that's Christian nationalist, where he really wants one type of kind of a scary version of Christianity taught at the school level. He kind of wants to he doesn't seem to be very favorable of women having all of our own rights. He seems to be very sexist when women have interactions with him. He doesn't like women of power using their voice and speaking out against what he has to say. And
Mm-mm.
so if you look up Micah Beckwith, his history is really interesting. He actually became lieutenant governor, even though our governor didn't really want him. Mike Braun, he was too extreme for Mike Braun. And Micah Beckwith kind of, you get elected by delegates at a Republican convention, and he kind of stacked the deck of voters by having a lot of members of his church go, and then they kind of convinced a bunch of people at the election, and he was able to get in that way. Micah Beckwith and Mike Braun didn't actually speak to each other for the first few weeks or months of the campaign, and it's sort of interesting. Mike Braun has had to come out several times and distance himself from very awful, racist, terrible comments that Micah Beckwith keeps making as our lieutenant governor. So he's
Yeah.
worth looking into. So you were going to town halls that Micah Beckwith
Yeah.
was going to, and he knows about you. Micah
Yeah.
Beckwith
Oh,
knows
oh,
about you, doesn't
he knows
like
who I
you.
am, does not like
Yes,
me.
yes.
He brought every single member of his staff to that town hall in Warren County. People we had never seen before. And right before one of my friends was tackled, his publicist Omar looked into the camera and said hi to Cass, who was not present at the town hall, who was watching from Indianapolis.
Yeah.
So
So
this
it is a
was
real planned on their
yes,
end to scare, bully, intimidate the
yes,
women that are in the resistance in Indiana
yes,
trying to fight
yes.
for better laws. So after that happened, Corinne and I did a show about it, and you joined on the comments.
Yeah, I
And we
did.
were like, we need to better prepare. That's what I
Yes.
came up with. We need to better organize and protect our people that are going to these events. So
Yeah.
I can't imagine how traumatic that was for those people that were at that town
It
hall that
was
just
it
loved
was
to
a
hold war?
lot. I've talked to so many people who were there, and, that town hall before that town hall is when I really wanted to change how I interacted, because I realized in Terre Haute that the agitation, the aggression, while sometimes we have the 3 things: educate, agitate, organize, right? Those all have places in a movement, right? But I saw this was a man who enjoyed that. This was a man who liked to have women stand up there and argue with him so he could make them feel crazy. Like
Right.
he's an abuser.
A
And
gaslighting technique that bullies are very good at using. Micah Beckwith is
yes,
very skilled at this, and now he has a lot
extremely.
of power. He had
Yes.
power before as a pastor. He's still a pastor at that church, still making a bunch of money from
Still,
that church, and he's doing this, and he seems to be harassing women.
especially
Yes,
especially the
and
women,
he can
right?
use that position of power to say it, which is scary.
I
So
mean, moments after that town hall happened, he was posting on the internet saying that I coordinated this attack, that I planned it and orchestrated it. Like
that
somehow
has to
I
be
was,
scary.
yeah,
Here's the
I mean,
lieutenant governor saying fake, scary, malicious things about
yes,
you to rally his side, to get
yes.
them to have hatred and fear and anger towards you, who, let's just put it all out there, guys, she's adorable. She's under 5 feet tall. So
I'm not
I
big.
you're not
Like,
big. And so I'm seeing this just as an observer who cares about people in Indiana, especially all of the thousands and thousands of women doing their part to try to make this state better. And I'm just worried about everybody. I'm concerned
yeah,
about you. I'm concerned about everybody that is facing this man, because you're right. He likes this.
he
And it
enjoys it.
also makes the other side more inflamed. It's like putting logs in the other side. So you were realizing this after the Micah Beckwith town hall. You
Yeah,
didn't like that. And also, you have got to keep yourself safe. Like, that
yeah,
is very important.
it
That's one of my
is.
goals on this show, to make sure you realize how important you are and don't put yourself in a situation where you could have something violent
Yeah.
happen to you.
Well, I really saw an increase in that leading up to No Kings. I mean, the other side, speaking of delegates, one of Micah Beckwith's most well-known delegates went after me hardcore before No Kings. I mean, his entire X account was dedicated to me, posts
Oh,
about me, doxing every single person in our organization, put my first, last name, birth name, married name, divorced name, every name I've ever gone by on the internet publicly in a really big way, which then made its way to Facebook.
well,
Like
and it wasn't just like people that you care about seeing that info. He's putting
it,
it out on very
yeah.
far to the right
And
extremist
he's
places.
tagging extremist places in these posts with my name on them. He's
Has
tagging
any of
Proud
them
Boys
been
organizations.
removed? Have you been able to
No,
remove some of them?
we've tried, but they don't violate X standards, so none of it's been removed. It
I've
doesn't
heard X
violate
is a
Facebook.
tremendous amount of bots right now.
It really is, and I'm seeing that on Facebook as well. I'm seeing such an uptick in bots. Half of my page is bots. I am so suppressed right now. Like information is not getting out. Things like people were still reaching out to me the day before No Kings, trying to figure out when No Kings was.
And
So,
you might want to make a new profile, make a new
mhm,
name, and start again. And
yeah,
because the algorithm tends to like new people and they want to reward you.
yes,
And if your content is now not as divisive, which we're going to be talking about today, that might
mhm,
be one way you can get out again. Because
yeah.
we're suppressed on TikTok right now, and I don't know what to do to get out of it.
It's awful on TikTok. It's a nightmare. It's a
Yeah.
nightmare on TikTok. And it's a dark place there if you go to the comments. I mean, they are
This is
so mean.
We're going to talk about that. I don't want you in that world of far to the right trolls. It
It's
hurts
bad.
your mental health.
It
It
really
hurts my
does.
mental health. I had to make a post about Harrison County Democrats because there were so many trolls about the No Kings stuff. I had to say, listen, I cannot combat every one of these. It's hurting my mental health. If you all
Yeah.
can help, but please don't post anything hateful back, is kind of what I said. But this is one of the reasons I want to have this conversation with you. You matter. What you're doing matters, and you need to do it in a way that keeps your mental health full of
Yeah.
peace, and not and not hate and fear and who's going to hurt me. And so
Yeah.
you kind of got to get out of that world of the troll world and push unity. and
Yes.
and I want a lot of our friends that I hope are watching this to try to get themselves out of that hate world too, because it's not exactly real and it's not how we're going to save the country.
No.
This is
Yeah.
the I have a ongoing dialogue with Democrats daily that people don't believe me, but you're living it and you've
I
seen it,
am.
and
I
you've come
am.
out of the other side, and that's why I'm so thrilled. Oh, shout out to Scott Johnson for connecting us. He is a mutual friend. I love him
Yes.
dearly. Thank you, Scott, for connecting us. Okay, let's talk about the MAGA guy. We're not going to use his name. We don't want
Right.
anybody to do anything harmful to him. Yes,
No.
he's done some things he shouldn't have, but we're all humans. Can you
Right.
just kind of tell us about this person and then take us through what happened at No Kings on Saturday?
Right. I mean, this is someone who has been a regular at a lot of our events. I didn't really know much about him until I dug a little deeper and realized that he's been a part of the right for a very long time, been an avid supporter of the president, huge fan. One of those who just really believes in this man being a good man and is going to save the country.
Right.
Very much misguided, and he comes to a lot of our events with a very large flag. That is his
What
symbol.
is the
That's
flag? Is it American flag? Is it a Trump
um
flag?
it is a he has multiple. The one he brought to Women's Day said Trump saves America. Another one says Trump 2024. Another has Donald Trump's face on it, and it's every bit of like 30-45 feet. It's massive.
So huge flag.
Massive flag,
And
the
he's walking
biggest.
around at like your protests.
Yes, with
Is he with you? Is he on the other side of the street?
uh
Like what does it look like?
we try to keep him to the edges, but he's allowed to be there, right? So the best we can do is like keep our de-escalation team with him, ensure that he's not attacked and that he's not being like trying to get someone else on our
Yeah,
side to
because
be
it could
aggressive,
really
right?
rile up our
Y-
side.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes.
Yes.
It's very emotional. So like the de-escalators don't just have one job, right? They're not just trying to keep this guy at bay. They're also trying to make sure that our guys don't come at him with like uh, I've our guys don't typically like come on the defensive and come and attack the people who come through the crowd, but when they're saying things like asking women if they're really women or asking them to hold their pole, and whether or not you mean that in an overt way, that's still not cool to ask a woman if they want to hold your pole, the
Yeah, I
flagpole.
read the comments that you sent me of the interactions and whether he got that or not. I think there's so much fear when you're talking to the other side that you just automatically take what they're saying is bad, whether it's
Yeah.
true or not. That's
Yeah.
why open dialogue without the emotions is so important. So
It
you don't
really
just
is.
immediately
It
take
really
things as the
is.
wrong way.
Yes.
So, okay, so props to the team. So you've got, so
Yes. I
you're,
mean,
you know, this guy's
they're
coming, you
amazing.
know, people like him are coming. You have
Yes.
a de-escalation team and they go and what, speak to him and try to
Yeah, they just
be,
kind of make sure that he is doing his thing while we're doing our thing and not having any explosive moments between the two, right? Because he was determined to walk through the crowd, down the street, in between our people, which
and did that happen?
it did multiple times, multiple times.
And
And
was everybody okay? We didn't have anything like that in Corden. When I was at Corden and Salem, the most we had was like some middle fingers and loud truck driving
yeah,
past.
we also, I mean, he had a couple people with him. There was a whole Trump corner. There was about 8 people there. One guy on a motorcycle, this gentleman that always has the flag, and some other people who had flags, men and women, both just hanging out on the corner. But he insisted on walking with this massive flag. I mean, and it was very windy. He could barely, the flag kept whipping on
Oh,
windshields,
it was a
and
windy
it
day.
was
Yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
was it was becoming a danger. So we got him to the corner, and towards the end of the protest, got him to stay at that corner. And I mean,
And
it's
I wanted to include more about this guy.
yeah.
You found out research that he attended January 6th.
Yes, he was at January 6th.
And he
But
was at the Charlie Kirk day
he was at the Charlie Kirk funeral. He was
funeral.
I don't know if he flew himself out or was flown out. I saw photos. It looked like a lot of them attending the funeral together. The other gentleman who has harassed me on X, he was in this group going to the memorial too. So
Okay.
they
So
tend to
we
all
just need
travel
to
together.
realize these are people that this is like a religion, or
Yes.
this is their
Yes.
community. Their community is the Trump community. We've seen them before. We kind of, some of us, zoomed in during the first Trump presidency, where you would go
Yeah.
to a Trump rally and they were fun and
Oh,
people were
yeah.
nice to each other, and it was this safe community for these people that love Trump. So we're talking about a
Yeah.
huge fan, like
Yes.
one of
And
the biggest.
the
Like if
biggest,
you
and
had to rank the top 100 in the country, he would
he's
be on
probably
that top
number 1.
100.
He's probably
So
number
that's
1.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's been to, I think his claim to fame is like 100 and some rallies and speeches. He's been to, he was at the assassination attempt as well. He was
Of
there.
Trump
Yes,
with the
yes.
earshot.
With the ear,
Wow.
he was there. And that, like,
So I just
really,
want to point out, if he's been to these events, he's seen violent acts happen to the person he loves. That
yeah,
has to be very scary
very,
for him. And he's
yes,
thinking people like you are causing it, are to blame for it. It's
yes,
our side against their side. We're the
yes,
monsters. He's trying to protect this man who's saving them, who's rescuing them. If we think about the propaganda that the MAGA people are getting, they
yeah,
don't see the stuff we see about Trump. I bet
no,
they don't see the images happening right now of the White House being part of it, being torn down for this ballroom while
no,
people are starving. I bet they're seeing images of how great Trump is. So it's
yes,
really important to realize that, because we want to be mad at him. We want to
right,
be mad at this
right.
guy. We want to hate this guy. Some people might want to hurt him. And it's like, you have got to step back and have empathy. And that's hard. It's
It's
hard
very,
because
very hard.
he looks scary. He's he's going in, and I don't know whether he's harassing people. It doesn't sound like he is actually in
It's
person,
no, no, he's not.
but it looks
He's not.
scary.
It looks intimidating. He's meant what his aim is to incite something. That's his whole agenda, is to be there and be like, I didn't do anything wrong. But
Incite, get the other side
yes,
riled up so they do stuff that we can video on
we
social
can
media,
video and show
blow it
them
up
being
on there.
crazy.
Yes,
Yes,
yes, yes.
that's the
And
goal. That's the goal.
think about what the right has been seeing with the protests. They're being told it's only a few people. They're paid. They are monsters. They're violent.
Yes.
They're tearing up cities. They're tearing up things. It's scary. Don't get around them. Um, and so they're
They're
being told,
radical leftist lunatics.
and then
Like,
they're from out of town. I got that with the Corden one.
yeah.
We had 565 people attend, which was record breaking for Corden, Indiana. It's a very red rural place in Harrison County. And so we got a lot of people like just saying fake stuff to us constantly, which I was kind of
I got
taken
accused
back
of
because we had
busing.
proof right there. There was the proof, and they're just like, nope, not real. And I got a lot of like pictures of like, guess what? Trump's still president. I was like, no, none of us
Yep.
thought we were going to do the protest, and then Trump wasn't going to be president. So I don't know what they're being told. I just know they're being told a bunch of fake things
Yes,
about us.
they are.
Yeah,
They are. And we have to
yeah,
remember that. It's
yeah.
easy to forget that. It's really, really easy to, and it's easy to dehumanize the other side too. And that's something that a lot of people I think have been guilty of. And I get like what they stand to like what they're standing behind in their eyes. They're standing behind a pedophile. They're standing behind this horrible human being who
But
has
they
done
don't know
horrible.
that. They
But
literally
they
don't know that.
don't see that. They think that is fake news. They think that he's being painted as a monster. They think that he is a good, upstanding man who the world is lying about. We know that's not true.
There's a
But
lot of just not enough empathy on our side. And it's
yes,
kind of ironic to me because we're posting all these images about like the pride community and how we love them no matter what. And it's like, but you're openly choosing not to care about half of the voting population, a little more than half the voting population
yeah,
from the last November election. So it's like, it seems a little hypocritical to say you'll love somebody because of this reason, but not this reason.
Yeah.
And
I really would love to see people be more accepting. And you know, I really was blindsided after No Kings when I got the message I
so,
got.
so let's take it through. So we've got the day. So here's what you've told us. The protest is happening. There's this extreme Trump fan there with his giant flag and a few other men and women. You've
Mhm.
got the de-escalators talking to them. The
Yeah.
de-escalators, don't they kind of say that they realize they agree on some
Oh
things? Did
yeah,
that
they
happen?
were going over all the issues, and I mean, especially one in particular, one of my good friends. She is, I mean, I told her after the protest, I was like, "You're the cult deprogrammer we need," because I mean, she stayed on him from the time he got there until he left,
Like,
and just
think how
went
badass
over.
these de-escalators are. You're
Sh-
going up to people that
Yes,
seem very scary and you're being compassionate and listening to them so
and
that
she's
the
the most
protest, the
compassionate
plan
I've
is to
ever
keep
met.
it peaceful and
Hmm.
for the protests to be allowed to happen.
Yes.
And but in return, she finds out some of the things these MAGA people want,
Yeah.
they want too, right?
Yeah, I mean, she wrote a whole article about it on Substack, and it was really powerful for me. And I got some hate on my page for posting it because they're like, "I can
I
never
need to
stand
post
with a
that on Project
MAGA."
Next. Can you remind me
Yeah,
if I
I will,
forget? I
and I
need to
will send
post
it to
that.
you. I will send it to you for sure. So you have a direct link to it. It was amazing because like seeing that from her perspective, she's like, they're human. They're human. And I got to talk with this man who I have so many differences on. And she said she drilled him on every issue. They went over all of it. And the biggest
It
thing down
just
here
point
for
out, guys, one of the most to the far left person having a long discussion with one of the most far to the right people during a very high intense moment at No Kings peacefully and
yes,
finding common ground. If
yes,
these two people can do it, any of us can
anybody
do
can.
this.
Anybody
Yes.
can. And if
Yes.
I can find common ground with Mike Boatman and have a conversation with him the day of a protest that night when he sends me an email, anybody, anybody can talk to
That's
these people. Sorry.
that's okay.
Anybody can talk to these people.
Yeah.
But
So do you all give them snacks and water?
yeah, we did. We did. One of the guys at the protest, one of the other de-escalators realized like somebody was saying they were thirsty or they needed something to drink. And so he's like, "Okay, let's go get you some water." And got water for all of them. All of the people at the corner and brought it back for them. We made sure that they had what they need. We offered them things. We made sure that they could be out there in the heat just as long as we could and stay the cause if they wanted to.
And okay, so the protest happens. How many people were at your protest?
About 4,000 is we
Wow.
for two from our we had there were two protests in Evansville, one down by Main Street, one at the Federal Building. That one at 11 a.m. at their peak had about 2,000, and ours at our peak had about 2,000. So we estimate
Oh,
totals
okay.
for Evansville about
Oh, okay.
4,000, but
Oh,
ours was
wow.
about 2,000.
So two
2,000.
protests totaling
Mm-hmm.
4,000.
Yeah.
Okay. So the protest ends. This person that was there didn't really speak to you at No Kings, but spoke to your friends who were
Yeah.
de-escalating, got water and snacks from them. What happened afterwards? This is
I
why we're talking
actually
today.
I spoke to him one time during the protest through the walkie-talkie that one of the de-escalators had. That was the only communication we had during the protest, was a brief conversation where I told him that I didn't think we had the same enemy. Or I think that we didn't have that much difference, but that we had found different enemies, and I hope that maybe he'll realize he's been guided towards the wrong enemy at some point, and I would pray for him.
I think we both have been guided towards the wrong enemy, not saying that Trump isn't somebody we need to shine a light out on and stop,
Yeah.
but assuming all Republicans are bad, we're doing it too. They're not all
Yeah.
bad.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think all Republicans are
I
bad, but
think actually most of them are wonderful people.
yeah, I guess mine is a little different. I think that the people need to retain more power, and I think right now the corporations have power, and I don't think either red or blue is an issue. I
And
think
I think most
billionaires and
people,
corporations are a problem.
whenever we pump that message out, it's very popular
Yeah, it
online.
is. And that's the
And
same thing that this man complained about.
so here you go. You got the biggest Trump fan in the country, and he's saying he doesn't like how billionaires and oligarchs are in power over
And he's
us,
mad at
and that's
center
exactly
point,
what we're
like
saying. Talk to your Republican friends. See if you agree on that issue, because I bet
yes,
we do, because that is one of the actual problems. I would say it's the biggest problem.
it is.
Regular people have lost their power.
We have.
And you know what's shocking when I tell this to other Democrats? People that live in very democratic areas have also lost their power. The Democrats in power aren't listening to them. They have a super majority, and people don't realize that. They just assume, no,
Right.
we're on the right. We're on the right side here. It's like, no, power. The people in
The
power, it
people
doesn't
need the
matter what
power.
their label is. They are not caring about us because we're not paying attention, and we're not voting based on how they act. We're voting
Yes.
based on which tribe we are.
And
And
with what
it's
we're told,
what
not
we're
doing any
told,
independent research, not
which
reading
is a lot
anything,
of
not
fake
looking at
information.
policy. Yes, so much, so much.
Yeah, so that's the biggest thing people can take away is these people that we think are our enemies are actually not. And if we listen to them, we can find giant, giant common ground.
We can. We
Yeah.
can.
So what happened? So he messaged you later?
Yes, that evening I got home and I had a message from him. He thanked me for the water. And then I got a donation from this same person to our organization. And I thanked him, but I sent it back. Hey, I don't want him to have a
And
record
you
of
sent me all the proof of this. Like,
yes,
you sent all of it, so
yes,
I've seen all of these
yes,
interactions.
yes. I was just like, I'm sorry, but you don't agree with our message. And I really would. I'd feel bad taking a donation from someone who does not believe in our message. Like that's something I don't feel good about. Like I'll take donations from
But maybe
people
he
who
does believe in some of your message after the
maybe
talk. Maybe
but
he's
I
like, "Oh, they
also
don't like billionaires in charge
I
either."
also got it and I'm like, "Oh no, he's going to have proof that he paid me and show the world I'm a paid protester." So I'm like, "No, I can't take it." Like I
The
freaked out.
fear.
I freaked
The fear. Yeah, I get it
the fear.
because
I freaked out.
yeah.
But no, he did, and we actually had a pretty good conversation back and forth. You know, I was like, I explained to him that I think the people have lost their power. That I'm doing this because I believe that we need to have a voice again.
Now, that
And
message is so dangerous. That is why both sides are pumping out this fear, hate, and
yes,
division. There's
yes,
more of us. We still have a democracy. We still get to go out and vote. If we start working together and voting for the people that
yeah,
aren't going to take corporate bribes, that aren't going to aren't in it for themselves to make tons and tons of money, but actually want to make America
make the
and
world better.
the world better for their children, like actually
Yeah,
want to make the place better. If we start electing those people together, we can get them out.
we really
So
can.
it's boiling over right now. You're saying the most biggest Trump supporter realizes he doesn't want billionaires in charge.
Mhm.
We're saying that. What if we could get this guy and you voting for some of the same people?
Right? I even
I
told him
think
that.
it's possible.
I said, "Do you realize that how amazing your passion, my passion would be if we were on the same side against the billionaires, against the corporate interests that really just want to control us, that don't really have anyone's best interest at heart?" I said, "Could you imagine how amazing that would be?" Instead, we're fighting each other. We're fighting each other over things that we're both being told, we're both
And
being lied
that's what
to.
the billionaires want.
That's what they
They
want.
also profit off of us
They
because
do.
a lot of like these billionaires make money on their news and social media by us watching this fear and divisive content.
Yes.
So, and then at the same hand, that keeps us fighting. So we're too busy disagreeing with our neighbor instead of working with them to create positive change. So
Yeah.
once we can stop and step out, and I do want to point out, Helpful Hippie, you are not like a giant Democrat. I
No,
think people
no.
assume you are
They do.
because
They
of you
do.
being on the resistance, but you have
Yeah.
a lot of problem with Democrats in power. I
I
also.
have a problem with both sides. I have a problem with anybody who abuses of power and authority at the expense of the people. Like I have a huge problem with both sides. With anybody who wants to control and manipulate other people. I'm not
I
okay with
don't
that.
want I don't want anybody on my side, the Democrat side, running for office, standing up there and saying, I've been a Democrat my whole life. No matter what we do, we're always right.
We're
We're so
always the
amazing. I don't
best.
want that person. I do not want that person. I'm actively
Mm-mm.
calling out the bad Democrats in my area, some of which are not, they're not bad people. They're making bad decisions. And I'm actually friends with them. I work with them. And it's hard, it's difficult, but I'm trying to lead the way and show how to do it.
I get
But
that.
you do it humanely. I don't want anything bad to happen to these people other
Right,
than
right.
either they change their positions and actually fight for us, we the people, or they don't win their next election.
Yeah, I mean,
That's all I
they
want.
have like, they're gonna have to realize that because more and more people are waking up every single day and wanting and demanding more, and that's gonna translate into votes, into people being elected who really represent the people. I mean, people aren't gonna take much money. They're gonna cut food stamps. We're gonna see a lot of issues. Like, we've got to get to a place where we're working together to make the best of what we have. Right now, I don't see that. I don't feel
Yeah,
that.
it is happening. That's what I want to tell you. If we stay in our bubbles and we stay in our, we constantly see the trolls on the other side going after us. It's really hard for us to admit that not everybody's like that.
Yeah,
That and most of us are not divisive like that. We just think we are because of what social media pumps out at us. Also,
yeah,
a lot of that is bots, like you said. A
yeah.
lot of the negative trolls on both sides are bots, especially if you're on a platform like X. I want to point out
Yes.
something Travis said. Thank you, Travis, for watching live. He said, can you really be a good person and vote for him? I am union and say the same to my brothers. If you vote Republican, you can be pro union. Like just pointing out that even though you mostly vote one political party, you don't have to agree with 100% of the political party's stances on things. It want that way we can step out and be our own person and we can call our own parties to be better. I what do you think? I think if all the Republicans that love Trump were shown on their social media today, the images of the White House being torn down, part of it being torn down for this ballroom, and then also be given the fact that we're at a government shutdown and people's food stamp money is going to end November 1st. I think if they were just given those two things, they might be like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, but I want you to realize your Republican friends aren't seeing that. Like you like ask them. Ask your Republican friends, "Did
Yeah.
you see the pictures of the White House?" I'm gonna go with if they're pretty far down the rabbit hole of to the right,
They're
they're
not
not
seeing
seeing
it.
it. Whereas we're being pumped it like crazy and it is pretty alarming. So when you realize that they're being sent images of how great Trump is, and they're also being sent images of how mean we are to him, to this person they care about. And so it makes them care about him more, and it makes us seem more like a monster villain, not human. We don't care about us. So,
Yeah,
like,
we really need to start thinking about the people who are in MAGA as if they're like a battered, abused wife. Like they're not gonna leave until they're ready, and they're going to think that he's a good man until the very end, until they're ready to not see him that way. So, but it doesn't mean that they're bad people. That doesn't mean that they're bad people.
that's kind of a good way to put it. And like I always recommend, I've been able to get people that voted for Trump the first time and they didn't vote for him the second time by just listening to them speak. And when they say something that's false, just one tiny thing, really nicely, empathetically getting out my phone and finding hard proof that that thing they just said was not true. And then they're
Yeah,
like, wait a minute, my news source lied to me, and then they start seeing it. But it
yeah.
can't be shame on you, terrible person, stupid idiot.
No, that's
You
never
should
gonna get
know
through.
this is wrong. That's just going to make them hate us more and like Trump more.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Well, and it's like people keep asking me, why I can't say they're all bad. Why are you still saying they're good and they're safe? My mom's one. My mom's
Oh,
one. My
is she a good
mom,
person? Does she love
she
you?
she taught me how to be who I am today, to love all people. She dressed me up as the Statue of Liberty when I was a little kid in
Oh,
every single 4th of July thing. Like I was on the phone book here in Evansville as the Statue of Liberty as a child. Like she taught me to love all people, to be kind. Like yeah, I don't know how she got on this. I have no idea. I have no
well,
idea.
I can tell you how it happened to lots of people. They read one article that was slightly skewed to the right, and then the algorithm they were reading it on fed them another one slightly more extreme, and then it fed them another one slightly more
Yeah.
extreme, and very quickly they're on a path of reading the scariest stuff about the monsters on the other side, and they're like, I'm terrified, I better prepare
Yeah.
myself, and I'm in survival mode now, I better read up on all these awful people so I can protect myself and my family. And it is not all your mom's fault. Like,
I
we
know. I
cannot
know.
place 100% of the blame on these people that have been tricked. Also, we get tricked on the
Yes.
left. I've said this before. I went way too far to the left during the pandemic. I was believing terrible things about police officers, and now I'm friends with some of them. Yes, not all cops are great, but I know I'm friends with some that I love dearly and are
Oh, I
wonderful
get so
people.
much hate for working with the police with our organization,
You
like,
should always work
so
with your
much hate,
police.
but I do. I work
You
with
should
them. I have a
always
good
work with the police.
relationship with them, and I'm not
No, I do too.
apologizing for that. I've
I
been
do too.
called a cop-loving fascist bitch, like, all
I'm
kinds of
sorry,
stuff,
but
just like
that sounds like bullies to me on
it
our side.
is.
Let's
It
call that out.
is. It is. It
Yeah,
absolutely
humans
is.
are human beings. Police officers, whether they're doing things you agree with or not, every day when they pull somebody over, when they go in a house that there's been a disturbance call or whatever, they are risking their lives for their jobs. Are you
Yes.
telling me that your job, that you could die on your job actively makes you go into situations every day? Also, they're seeing trauma that we don't see, and it impacts them. So let's have some empathy for these human beings. Also, when you look at the way we treat men and that they're not supposed to talk about their feelings
Yeah,
or they seem
or the
girly,
trauma.
their trauma, they're supposed to stuff it down. And then we get mad at them when they commit suicide or they commit a violent
Yeah.
act or something. It's like, maybe we need to help our police officers and have more mental health like help for them. We need to have it like free therapy every day, like because they're
Yes.
seeing trauma every day. So like, I want to stop those people that are saying that to you and have a conversation with them. Like, and they might not listen, but they're
Yeah.
the bullies on our side that we have got to talk about. The
Yeah. And
bullies on
there
our
are a
side.
lot of them. There's a lot of extremists on our side and people who seem like they are just so ready for a fight all the time. And I mean, like, I mean, we had productive conversations at our event at Trump Corner, but that doesn't always happen because there are some people who are just ready for the with that aggression, ready to fight, screaming things at people through megaphones. And I mean, I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen people who argue to be able to be armed at these events, and I have shut it down every single time. And I've gotten called a control freak, a dictator, but I don't
Nope.
care. I
You're
don't.
not those
I'm
things.
sorry.
You're a wonderful
Like,
leader that's saying the right things and you're pushing our side to be better. And we need people like you more than ever right now. So, something that I'm very concerned about, and I feel like it's getting better, especially with the No Kings protest and how
yeah,
peaceful it was.
it was amazing.
We need people like you. We need leaders like you. We need leaders that want to promote peace. Your name is the
Yes.
Helpful Hippie for a reason. You are peace loving
100%.
person. And
100%.
those people that want to harm the people on the other side should not be in positions of power.
No.
They're probably traumatized, just like some of these cops they're hating. They're traumatized from their own trauma. A lot of times, seeing Trump, who has done abusive things to people,
Yeah, it
triggers
really
us because
does.
we've had abusive things that's similar. And instead of getting like mental health help for that, we kind of go into revenge justice mode where we want them to hurt, and that's
Yes,
never the answer. That just
it's
makes more
not.
violence.
It really
And
does.
and it's hard to point it out to the people. I've lost friends over it, even recently. I've lost friends over just saying this message. Have
Yeah.
you?
Mhm. Yeah, I've had to like completely take my organization in a whole new direction and make it clear that we are nonviolent. And a lot of that stemmed from what happened at No Kings and at the town hall. And there's so much that's happened since then. Seeing that aggression doesn't work, agitation's not working with these people who have this power. They are only coming down on us, exercising more power, more authority, more rage, and that's not what I want to be a part of. And I saw the last part of the story is that he posted a thank you publicly, acknowledging the fact that we were nonviolent, acknowledging the fact that we were peaceful, acknowledging the fact that like we made an environment where we could both stand and exercise our First Amendment right.
That's
And
the most
thanks,
beautiful part of the story, is that
yeah,
he publicly went on his social media and acknowledged that this protest was peaceful, and that he realized he has some respect for the main people organizing the
hmm,
protest.
he tagged
So,
me too. It was
he
it was
tagged you in
pretty.
it.
He tagged
That's
me in it.
beyond beautiful.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
I
let's
it
so
really,
guys, let's give him some credit here.
yeah,
He
it
was
really took me
confronted
aback.
he was confronted with the truth, and instead of becoming more hateful or doubting it, he let some of it in, and he admitted it publicly.
Yeah,
I mean, and this is
I thought
his
that was a
whole
big
life. This
deal.
is his whole life, is being a Trump supporter.
Since the 80s. He is a self-professed lover of this man since the 80s. He has followed him since the 80s. He says he will never stop following him, that he thinks he is a good man. Assured me he's not running in 2026, that he knows so. Like, I mean, this is he is a Trump guy through and through, and he was told all week, these are going to be violent protests. These are going to be angry people. These are going to be crazy people. And we weren't. And he admitted that publicly in a public space.
I talked to a Republican at court in one, and he said he came to the first Snow Kings in June to see for himself if it really was that violent, if it really was that scary. And then he came to the second one as a protester on our side with a shirt that says Mecca. It says Make America Constitutional Again. And I'm gonna hopefully have him on my show sometime.
Oh, I love
So
that.
so every I would say at most of these protests where they had big numbers, I would say there were people that came to find out for themselves if what they were being fed was true. So
Yeah.
right now, in real time, Republicans that are listening to this fake fear-mongering news are realizing this stuff isn't as true as they were led to believe.
Yeah.
I need the people on our side to also realize most Republicans are good humans. I live in a very Republican county. I've met thousands, tens of thousands of the people around here, and I know how they vote.
Yeah.
Most of them are voting Republican, and most of them are wonderful people that I care tremendously about. So I saw it myself, and it helped pull me out from my extremism, which I was in during COVID. It helped
Yeah.
pull me out. And I think it's happening more, but what I want to encourage people like you, I want people to support you. So if you're watching this and you're friends with Helpful Hippie, maybe you don't fully get her message, but you're sort of listening. I need you to get on board and just promote her and protect her and keep her in positions of power. And then the other side that's saying, you're wrong. All cops are bad. These people are, we've got to be extreme or we're going to lose our rights. That's going to create more violence. We need to not give them the most powerful positions in our organizations. They can still have a voice. They can still be heard.
Yes.
We can still love them and hopefully help them with their trauma so that they can not be as vengeful, but let's not have them lead the stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we can't have people who are ready for a confrontation, ready for a fight at any moment's notice having these positions of power, because it's just going to feed into the fear, the anxiety, the quickness to act, the short-term fixes. The let's break everything. Like
Yes.
that's
People
not
want they want change this second because
right
their lives are
now.
so stressful. They don't have peace inside of them. And so they just see the world as very chaotic and we better fix stuff now. And so they see Trump
Yes.
breaking, like on the right, they see Trump breaking the system and they think this is great. And we see it as the fall of democracy.
Yeah,
And really, the truth is in the middle. It
it
is
really
scary.
is.
We still have our democracy. We got to fix it calmly. And,
Yeah,
and and government is slow. You can't just go like this and fix something. It's going to take
right.
years. So
It
it's going to take
is.
years to see the full damage of all these cuts and everything to our government programs, and it's going to take years to fix it if we can elect better people that can work together. I want
Yeah.
to Travis mentioned two things, and I want to briefly talk about it because he brings up a good point. He's saying he feels a little bit scared as a veteran, surrounded by people that don't know how to fight in situations where he's seen the other side be aggressive. And I didn't know this, but Travis was at an event that I was at in November, a couple days before the election. I helped lead the women's march in Cordon. We had about 100 people come.
Yeah.
And where we were at in Cordon at our what's it called? Our Democrat building, or across the street, there were protesters that knew we were going to be there, and they had Trump flags, and it was like guys in their 20s or 30s and some women, and they were like out there with their Trump, and he's saying he felt nervous about it. And I want to point this out, Travis. I never felt nervous about it. I'm not a veteran. I haven't seen some of the stuff you've seen. I felt pretty confident that if they came down and wanted to talk to us, I would go right up to them and be so kind to them. I would have done the de-escalation thing. So I never had 1% of fear. But it's interesting to hear you did. You were alarmed. Also, you probably feel a sense of you need to protect the group because of who you are. So it's so interesting that we were at the same event and I had no fear and you had some fear. It's important to acknowledge that, and maybe we all talk about it. So if
Yeah.
we're at an event and we see people come out and they want to agitate us, we kind of acknowledge, this intimidates me a little bit. And you know what we did on our side during this? We waved to them. They waved back. So I was like, you know, I think that's nice that they came out, they saw our event and were like, we'll be the other side, and they did it peacefully.
Yeah.
So I think we all have to acknowledge we all have. Oh, he had a 7-year-old daughter with him. Yeah, that does up it. I get it, Travis. I totally get it. Um, I've also had 3 instances where people say they want to shoot us on social media, and I have to contact the cops. And the first time it happened, it really stressed me out. The third time, it's like I didn't even care. I don't know. I guess I
I,
just
I've
get used
I've
to
been
it.
dealing with that for a lot. That's what I was just like thinking to myself. I was like, "Shooey, I no wonder this is we've gotten pretty good at de-escalation. Like we've been dealing with people coming to every event, countering, being aggressive. We have dealt with. I mean, even at our chalkings, we have dealt with like
What's
people
chalking? So
trying.
you just go and write
Oh,
down
Oh,
messages on
we yeah,
the sidewalk?
that's one of our most favorite activities we do here in Evansville, and it's like spread. It's like
Oh yeah, because your profile picture is used for
yes,
chalk. Okay.
yes, we go out multiple times a week and we chalk things. Lately I've been writing the signs of fascism, the 14 signs of fascism everywhere. I was writing the entire opening for the Declaration of Independence. At another time I was writing the first 10 amendments, the Bill of Rights. We do a lot of stuff. Sometimes it's just like little quotes like build community, love each other, lead with love, all the things that we believe in. We write it on the sidewalk, and we write it
I
in
like that.
important places that have foot traffic. So
I've never heard of that before. That's a really good idea.
it's really awesome. It's been one of our most favorite things. We do it everywhere we protest, but we also meet about 3 times, 2 or 3 times a week at least, and chalk. But it's also one of the reasons why some of the Magas have come after me so hard. They're trying to get me banned from chalking. They have sent people to come to our chalkings to be aggressive, to try and get things on video, fighting, things like that.
Mm.
So, that's why we've gotten so good at de-escalation.
Yeah.
We've had the
And
practice,
also, you
unfortunately.
probably have this that I do too. I don't look scary.
Yes.
So I am pretty comfortable going up to like a 40-year-old man that has a Trump shirt on and like having a conversation with him. Do
Yep.
you do that? Like I don't have fear. I did the parade in Lanesville, and I went and said, "I'm Sarah Blessing. I'm running for state house. I want to protect public education." And da 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 da. Da.
Yeah.
And there were a bunch of Republicans, and there was only one group that said, "I'm a Republican," and I said, I'm friends with so many Republicans. Republicans are great. And I started saying, I really love Anissa. She's our commissioner. She's our first woman commissioner in Harrison County, and she's a Republican. I love her. And they just kind of didn't know what to think of me. They just kind of like looked at me, but there was no,
Yeah.
that was just the one comment. So I am fortunate, Travis, you don't have that. I don't look scary.
Yeah.
You don't look scary. I'm 5'8". You're under 5 foot.
I'm 4'10".
Adorable. I want to give you a hug. So cute.
I was
And
mistaken for a student at my kid's elementary school.
adorable. So cute. So yes, so we have that as our power,
Yeah.
where when we're in public places, we can go talk to these men. And then we also need to acknowledge, boy, is the other side scared. Like the No Kings
Yeah.
had, I think it was 7 million people
There was
attended.
there's two numbers I saw. The indivisible number was 7 million, and then the alt national parks, which coordinates with 5051, which is who I coordinate with, is 8.1 million.
Wow. So between 7 and 8 million people attended No
Yeah.
Kings. We were both at ones that were very successful. A lot of MAGA people were confronted this weekend with
Yeah.
information that didn't match up to what they're being told. And either they can accept a little bit, like your wonderful friend that loves Trump that realized it and made a post, which is beautiful,
I love
brave
that.
of
I think
him,
it's amazing.
very brave of him.
Amazing. I mean, he
Or
did
you're
come
going to
back
get
with like
people
3 pages. But it's
or
okay.
you're going to get people that double down on the lie because
Yeah.
they do not want to admit the truth because the truth is scary. Think about it. If you've been told since 2016 that Trump is your hero, is an amazing human being, and now you're being confronted with little pieces that show maybe he doesn't care about me. Maybe he does only care about himself or wealthy people. Wait a minute. It's humbling, and not every human being has the ability to let that in.
Yeah.
So they go more towards the opposite of reality. And it's important to be kind to those people because they could end up doing something stupid that could hurt them or hurt others. And we've got to protect our side. I want to protect you. You're out there dealing with more
Yeah.
far to the right people than I am in hostile situations. If I want to protect you, I have to be as kind as humanly possible to these people so that they don't end up hurting our biggest leaders.
Yeah.
Like, do you all see that when you get on the internet and you shame a troll, you are making it worse for you, helpful hippie. You are making it worse for the leaders because you're making it not as safe. You're escalating instead of de-escalating. So I'm making a plea to everybody listening to this. Don't ever shame or go after in anger the people on the right. It just makes it worse. Do you agree with
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, I mean, we have to come at this from a place of love. We have to. And so many people just aren't willing to. They're not there yet. And I'm working on ways to be able to change the direction that we're going. You know, I mean, we started as a resistance, and I think that we're going to have to morph into something a little different
So
to
that
be
the name is
able
not so scary because the
yes.
resistance sounds scary to
It
those that
sounds
think Trump is great.
yes, yes. Well, and not just to them, but even to people on our side. You know, it's brought in some of the most radical, the people who want to arm at protests, the people who want to get aggressive in the streets and scream at people as they drive by. Like I'm there to hold a sign. I'm not there to call every person who drives by and disagrees with me a pedophile. Right? Like I've had people stop their car in the middle of the road, threaten to come back and kill us because they were called a pedophile through a megaphone by
No,
some
let's not
by
use
like
those words.
right
I
like
know
we
it's hard.
I understand, like I know what this man has done. I know. I have heard the women's stories. I know
Yeah.
what this man has done. I know who he is connected to. I know the abhorrent things this man is responsible for.
I mean,
I'm
look at the
well aware.
Epstein files and
Like
all the things being done to stop it, even though we all
yes,
know Trump's involved
we
in that.
know. It is well
Yeah.
known,
Yeah.
common knowledge, right?
So
Like
yeah, I've been to protests where they rhyme songs with pedophile, and I'm like, I'm uncomfortable.
yeah, I and that's the thing with our chalkings too. I do not let anyone write any kind of bad words. I don't let anybody write negative, horrible things. No F Trump, right?
I
We
wouldn't
don't.
say
I
anything negative about Trump. I would
nothing.
just call out the policies.
Yes,
Just
that's
call out the
exactly,
fact that
exactly.
what this government is doing is hurting all of us. Not
Yes.
calling Trump names that just makes them love him more.
More and more and more. It just makes them band around him like this, like and you know that's something that whenever when we had our dialogue after the event, that's something that was said in the messages that were sent back. He sent 3 pages back explaining his adoration for this man, even after I said, you know, I it would be amazing, imagine if you and I were against the bill. I mean, imagine. His response was that he hopes that one day we can find a charismatic leader to rally around like they have. And I'm just like, that's the thing. We want the people to lead. The people.
Yeah,
We
we
don't
we
we
don't
don't
want
want
one
it.
savior.
We
We
don't
want a
yeah.
group of us with shared common goals. We don't have to agree on everything, but we want
Right.
to make the collective community better.
Yes. I
I
was like,
not
we
everybody on the left wants that. Like
right.
they also want their idol too. I was a little creeped out during the whole Kamala thing, how quickly people were wearing like earrings with her shoes on it. Like, and I got it because I liked her and I thought she would be much better than what we have right now.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a little weird because I don't normally idolize human beings.
Right. Well, I've been
Like I like
heartbroken.
Obama, but there's stuff that he did that I didn't approve of, but I
Right,
still like him,
right.
you know?
I've felt betrayed by the left and by the Dems ever since they never gave Bernie a shot. Like
Yeah,
I,
that was I
I,
agree.
I have just like I
I think
haven't
Bernie might have been
felt.
able to win that election, by the way.
He,
So thanks,
yes,
top
thanks a
Democrats of the
lot.
country, for
Thanks a
blowing
lot,
that one.
guys. Like, I'm sorry, but like, I have literally not, like, I can't come back fully with my whole heart until, like, come on, man, Bernie.
Yeah.
Like,
I
he,
Yeah, I've been burned a lot by the Democrats. And it doesn't mean that I'm not voting Democrat because
right.
right now
No,
they're
I'm
better than the Republicans in my state, especially. But I don't just vote straight party ticket. I look at who
no,
the person is.
yes,
Um, yeah, we need to stop saying it's us versus them and it's top versus bottom. And not all rich people are awful. Some of them give away a lot of their money and vote
yeah,
Democrat and push more favorable policies. But for the most part, it's the wealthy keeping us fighting.
it is, it
The
is.
uber, super
The
wealthy,
uber
powerful.
super wealthy, not the richest guy in your town, not even the guy that owns your factory. Like, we're talking super mega wealthy people that you don't know their
Nobody needs
names.
$1 billion. That
Nobody,
you cannot even
nobody.
fathom how much money that is. I believe we have trillionaire now.
We do, and I'm
Yes.
sorry if there are kids starving anywhere in the world, no one needs that amount of money.
Yes.
There's nothing that you can do to convince me of that. I
Can he
especially
can that man have $500 billion and then I mean, how much? It's just
like
a greedy power
why?
control. Nothing's ever
That's
enough
all
for
it
these
is.
people. They have this quest for power and money, and people are starving. My neighbors are hungry
Yes.
right now. The minute we put food in those two blessing boxes in our town of Palmyra, minutes they're gone.
Yeah.
People are suffering, and the
I'm
suffering's going to get bigger after the SNAP thing happens November 1st.
it's
So
gonna get worse.
let's not get mad at the Republican who voted for Trump thinking Trump was going to take care of them. Let's get mad at the people making us fight. And I don't even know
Yes.
whether getting mad
Yes.
is what I would recommend.
It's
I don't
not
really have
even
anger.
mad. It's
Right.
my solution is to build systems that do serve us. Find the people that want to make a difference. Like if they want to keep doing this, they can go do it. Go rip apart the White House. Go destroy the whole world. Like we're going to build systems that serve us right here in our communities. We're going to make sure that the people you're cutting off of SNAP are still fed. We're going
Right.
to make sure that the people who are you're gutting their health insurance in our towns, in our the places that we are, the people like me, the places where there are youths, we're going to make sure those people are taken care of. That's where I believe our energy needs to be focused. Yes, getting out there, getting people flipped for voting, but in the immediate right now, he is gutting things and we need to focus on how can we help? How can we stop people from
Yes. More
feeling
people are going to be
more
suffering. Yeah.
anguish?
Yeah.
My inbox is filled with people saying, "I can't feed my kids. Can you put my GoFundMe up? I'm about to lose my
I
house.
know,
Can you
I
add
get
my
that too.
GoFundMe?" Like
Hippie, I get that too. I get some
I
women that I try to help when I can, and I'm like, I can never help enough.
I can't, and
Government
I
systems need to change.
they do.
I can help for a few weeks, but I can never help enough, and I feel powerless, and I'm like, I'll keep going. I'll keep spreading the uniting message. But let's support each other. So
Yes.
some things we can do: support helpful hippie. If you would like to help her, you're not wealthy.
No,
You're
I live in a
doing this.
camper.
You're not working as much.
No,
so that you can spread
this
this
work.
beautiful message. So
Yeah.
you can donate to her on, here it is. It's the Helpful Hippie. Let me see if I can there. So you can go to places to donate money
Yeah.
and where oops, sorry, I'm not doing a very good job here. There we go.
No, it's okay.
So the Helpful Hippie at what, Venmo,
Venmo or Cash App. I have both. It's
Cash
just
App.
the Helpful Hippie,
If you
all
want to
one
help support
word.
her cause, you just don't work. You work more for
I
money
I
when you can't
work, yeah,
support.
yeah. Whenever I push it really, really hard when I have my bills due. I work like 12, 14, 16 hours a day to get that bill made because luckily I am someone who can plan all of my I shop and deliver groceries. So I can my clients reach out to me, I tell them what days I work, I cram everybody into that one day and then I can activize all the rest of the time. But I do take donations for what I do because everything that happens in the community also comes out of that money I make. So I'm trying
I
to pay
wish I
bills.
wish I could just give you
Like,
money. I wish I had enough here. I could just give you money and be like, "Keep going. Don't worry about your job. Just keep going."
I,
You know.
luckily that's what the Cash App and Venmo is for. Like, if a few people do that, like just a little bit, like not everybody has to support all of it, right? Just like a
Yeah.
few bucks
So
here, a few
if you
bucks there, it
can
adds
give some
up.
money
Like,
to help her so she can do less grocery shopping and more work on spreading this message,
yeah.
this is how we save our state and our country. What you are
It is by
saying.
yeah, and by supporting grassroots people, right? Like, because I don't just work in Evansville. I have made connections all over the state. I travel.
I've
I
heard of
plan.
you for a while. I've heard of you
Yeah,
for a few months at least, maybe 4 or 5 months.
it's
Multiple people talk about you, and then we became Facebook friends, and you have heard of
yes,
me.
yes, and I
So,
heard of you. Like, so
yes.
there's like it's like we're forming a big web, all of Indiana. Like, we're all these activists, and a lot of us are actually going to be at the Bernie Sanders dinner in Terre Haute on Saturday. I'll be
Oh,
there.
cool. I didn't even know
I
that was
actually
happening.
get to meet him. He's getting an award. So
I am
I am
jealous and happy for you. Bernie
going.
Sanders, oh man,
I'm
talk
so
about
excited.
that is cool. So yeah, I guess I'm like saying I don't like idolize people, but Bernie Sanders is a little bit higher on the list than normal
I mean,
people.
dude got arrested in the 60s and
Yeah,
drug
he's
away.
been
Okay, he's a
saying
different
in
caliber.
black and white TV when he was young, he's been saying the exact
That
same
same
thing
thing.
as he's saying now, which is the right side of history.
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean a lot of people that voted for Trump also voted for Bernie Sanders.
They did. They did. They
Yeah.
did. And
Yeah.
we gotta get him back. Get him
And I
back.
get why they voted for Trump over Hillary Clinton because we could have handled things honestly and better.
Yeah,
And
we
if we
could
would
have.
have been honest about that election, Bernie Sanders probably would have been our candidate.
He should
So,
have been our candidate, and I'm very upset that he's not.
yeah, me
And
too.
wasn't.
I
I
think
mean,
it
I
changed
felt
the
let
world
down.
forever. It changed the world forever,
It did.
honestly.
It did. It did. We could have had a lot more, a lot better, and now we're here. And I
So,
do think things changed.
I've been getting bullied from the left for the last few months because of this message. You
Yeah.
also are. You're confronted more hardcore because you're like out there resistance doing
Yeah.
more groundwork than I am. My ask is everybody back off of us. Back
Yeah.
off of us. I know this is hard to hear, but we are right. We are right. And if you have fury and anger and at us, you need to get peace somehow. Stop being a leader in whatever you're doing. If you have hate and you want to hurt the people that voted for Trump, stop, find peace, come back and join us because right now you're doing more harm than good.
Yeah,
And I know
it's
that's
just a lot
painful.
of aggression. It's so much anger, and that's not what we need. That's allowing what they're doing to work. They want to divide. They want the fighting. They want the anger. They want you mad at the other side and the other side back mad back at you. And that is giving them exactly what they want when what we should really be doing is joining forces and fighting the billionaires. And you should be mad at them for manipulating the other side into believing what they believe.
And I'm mad at our
Like,
side for manipulating us, telling us that Republican voters are monsters. Anybody that's saying that, you're on the wrong side.
yeah, nobody is a monster in this. We are all human beings who were guided and corralled towards an ideology And it's time to wake up and realize that maybe we should be like more in the middle and balance, find the
I'd
balance.
I'd like to do another episode with you, maybe in a couple weeks, Hippie, about sexism on our side in the Democratic Party. Because
I love to
oh
talk about
boy, are we
that.
arrogant that since people are voting Democrat, there's no sexism issues. And
Mhm.
yeah, yeah.
I
Would
have
you like
faced,
to?
especially being a tiny woman who people think they can talk down to and
That's
tell
just
me.
another reason why they're not
Uh-huh.
listening to you because your
Mhm.
size.
And my
Yeah.
size and being a woman, I have faced it. And I actually did an interview in the very beginning of my activism stuff with Scott. There's like a big interview. He
Scott
came to
Aaron Rodgers
Evansville. Scott
Johnson.
Johnson. He came down and he was like doing interviews with all the 50-51 district leads, and I was district 8 lead. And so he interviewed me, and like we talked about this, about the issues I was facing then. And that was last
Scott
year.
Scott and Tim Peck have something in common that I love so much about them. When I explain to them something that happens about sexism, they shockingly listen and believe me.
Mm-hmm.
And they acknowledge that since they're not women, maybe they're not experts on it.
Yep.
Hint, hint, other men try to just try. I
Just
love men. I'm
pretend.
not
Just
saying you're bad. You're not bad. It's our
no.
culture. I'm not calling you bad. Just realize
Yes.
when we're in positions of power, they will use anything to tell us something's wrong about us. Here's the reasons why we shouldn't listen to them. And then when a white guy in a suit that has money, is educated or whatever, comes up and says the same thing and nobody questions them,
Yeah.
you gotta realize sexism. I know it's painful, but
Yes.
um and I
It's
don't want
true.
to like harp it on people because I don't want people to feel
Yeah.
threatened. I don't want men to think I'm attacking them. Love
Right.
men. Most of my best friends are men, which I'm like trying to find more that are women. so so like don't I'm not insulting. It's the culture,
It
but
is. It is.
it's
It's a toxic
really bad
culture
in
of
the
division.
Democratic Party. It's
Yeah.
so bad in the Democratic
Well, and
Party.
there's so much infighting in the Democratic side, the leftist space. Like it's not even just Democrats, the whole leftist space. There's so much infighting. There's so much like I want to be in charge. I want to be the boss. Like
And if you want to call out how horrible the other side is, I don't want you in charge.
right.
Like we have got to fight, you
We
guys.
have
Those
to.
of you that have little groups, indivisibles, 50-51 groups, whatever group you're helping with, if you're watching this, fight hard to get the unity peace people in
Yeah,
power.
we have to. We have
We
to
have to.
because
We have to.
we're the only place that we're gonna lead is if we stay with the division is the only eventuality there is with fighting. Like I mean, war, and more
We don't want
suffering
more.
and more
You
pain,
don't
and
know what that's like.
that's
You
terrible. People don't. All these people who are cosplaying and pretending and think
we
that
don't know
they're
what
like
that's
little
yes.
resistance fighters, like they don't understand what that actually
Talk to
means.
Brian Zimmerman, Special Forces veteran, who's my
Yeah,
friend, about what it's like. Because he tells me, he's like, we have to protect America and American democracy at all costs. You do not know what it's like in other countries, how awful it is, where they don't have a democracy. And we are so spoiled. And he's right. We are so spoiled.
yeah.
And we don't know. That's why we think
We
we
don't
want it,
realize
because
it.
we want action now, vengeful revenge, anger. We want something to happen. And it's like, no, you don't.
No, you
Do
don't.
you know how quickly a city runs out of food? Like,
They
no, you
don't
don't.
realize it. And
Yeah.
these are also people who don't know how to grow food who are saying this. Who don't know how to can food, who don't
Did
know
you
how to
forget the
produce the things
pandemic?
they need.
We couldn't
Like,
get chicken patties and we were like, what's going on? I mean, are
yeah.
we forgetting?
Yeah. I mean, people were like literally beating each other for toilet paper. I remember that's when I started shopping for
Oh,
people.
man.
Like I was weird outfits so I could safely navigate a store.
Oh,
Like I remember.
okay. I need
Yeah.
to have you on again. Let me know if you want to come back on. You're
Yes.
lovely.
Absolutely.
Call me if you ever need mental health help,
I
because
appreciate
what we're
that.
doing, even
It's a
though what we
lot.
do is different, it's still similar. The message we're pumping out, and sometimes it gets exhausting how many people tell us we're wrong. So I'm a friend, reach out.
Thank you.
Also, I just want to like touch on some good news. We've done quite a bit of stories about the gerrymandering in Indiana. JD Vance has come to Indianapolis at least twice. He's invited our Republican elected officials to go to
Yeah.
DC. And he's kind of wooing them to do this gerrymandering in the middle of the census when you're supposed to do it every 10 years. This is like year 5. And we have word out that so far it's not working. even though we have a supermajority of Republicans, they realize gerrymandering their districts could hurt them. And it's also very not popular. Big credit to Mad Voters and everybody else, Indivisible, all the people pushing what to do to make sure our elected officials know we do not want our congressional districts gerrymandered. We have 7 out of 9 congressional people are Republican already. They want to try to make it 9 out of 9. But there's a big chance it could backfire on them. So far we have word that they don't have the votes. I just saw Pete Buttigieg posted something saying he might run for president, you guys, Pete Buttigieg, and he used to be the mayor of what, South Bend, Indiana, I
Yeah,
think.
South Bend. I think it was
Yeah.
South Bend.
And then he was like Secretary of Transportation during the Biden
Yes.
years. So pretty powerful
Yes.
person in our Democratic Party. I like him a lot.
I really like him.
He said something today, and then I saw Corinne Straight putting out, and I saw Mad Voter. It's like, this is working. So keep it up. If you're one of those people that are making calls or emails or whatever, keep up the pressure. Whenever I first learned about this story, I was told by very high up people that their plan was going to work and there was nothing we could do. And then I told that to the Mad Voters people, and they go, we still have to try. We still have to try. And I am so proud of everybody that's been trying. It is working. They feel the pressure of the people.
Yeah.
And it's a bipartisan thing. The Republicans that know about it are not for it. The majority of them. So good news, right? This works.
I'm
This
happy.
works.
When I saw that, I was so happy. I'm
Yeah.
very,
It's
very
not
thrilled.
going to be over until we have like Christmas break happen. Then I think I will officially sigh some relief that it's not going to happen. But until Christmas break, I think the plans were to push it in November. So
Yeah.
they still might do it. But for now, they don't have enough people willing to do this terrible
Yeah.
thing
Yeah,
that hurts Indiana.
they didn't have the votes. I'm very happy to hear that.
Yeah. So, we're working. It's working.
Yeah.
It's
Keep
hard and
fighting.
slow and painful, and we don't get paid for it, but it is working.
It
Yeah.
is.
Oh, somebody said they're working to do Illinois counties now. I don't know about that story. So they moved on to Illinois.
Oh, are they going back to that? They were trying to
And what
steal some counties.
did it happen in
and
Texas? Do you know?
I don't know. I can't
Somebody will
remember.
have to let us know. I don't know what happened in Texas because they tried Texas and then they're trying Indiana. And then California's like, well, we'll change. And then New York's like, we'll change. But I don't want anybody to gerrymander more.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is going to
It
be
doesn't benefit
interesting.
anybody. It's
Yeah.
just about swaying voters, and it's not an accurate representation of the votes. It's just a way to change.
Our
I don't like
state
it.
house and our Senate is already in Indiana very gerrymandered. So I run for state house in District 70,
Yeah.
Hippie, and they like redrew it 2 years ago to take out every single like city or big town as possible because there'd be more Democrats there. And basically the biggest town I have is Corden. They took out Sellersburg, they took out Georgetown. I think I have Greenville, but that's pretty small. And so like
That's insane.
so it's really hard, even though I'm pretty popular and pretty well known around here. It's
Yeah.
really hard for me to win that state house race because of the way they drew those
The way that
lines.
they did it on purpose. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's ridiculous.
yeah. They're
They
really
wanted
good
to
at
do it
that.
more. They really are. They're good at it. They know exactly where to draw them to get who they want.
And like now you can use AI and generate it even easier. They can do less work and figure it out.
They're not even
Oh,
having to think now to screw us over.
they're really well organized, you guys. That other
They
side and
really
how to
are.
get they really are.
And
And
I mean, they have a really, really good system of propaganda to pump out that false information and inflammatory stories that really rile people that get the shares. Like they're good at that. That's what I keep telling people. We need to figure out how to do that on our side, but with actual factual information. Like
it's
how
so
do
hard
we
because
get it share
there's
worthy?
like
How do we
100 fake things and we can't
Yeah,
possibly tackle 100 of them. And then the next day there's 100 more.
it's
It's like,
insane. It's and they're doing it on purpose to flood the zone. I mean, they want it flooded. They want people overwhelmed so they can sneak things in that we
but
don't know about.
what
It's
they're not realizing is after like 1,000 lies have been told to them and these people figure out one of them's not true, that's how we get them. So
That's why I
so
love this story.
Yes. So
because
now that's where we're finding ourselves. The second term, the Trump term, more misinformation, more fake propaganda pumped out, but
Mhm.
also more people realizing, wait a minute, that one's not true. Well, what about this one? So that's the benefit. There's only so many lies you can tell when we still live in a democracy and we can still get the truth out. You
Yeah.
know, I am seeing I am seeing more people come over, and I'm just hoping we're all loving and welcoming to them.
I think we are for the most part. I know that, I see a lot of the back and forth on the internet, but I have to believe a lot of that is bots. When I'm seeing people engaging in real life, having these real life dialogues face to face, I'm seeing a completely different reaction. I'm not seeing the hate, I'm not seeing the anger, I'm not seeing the name calling. So that is something that I will say, like
It's
from
fear.
my own experience. Like a lot of what I'm seeing on the internet is not translated into real life. Not
Since
real
we
life.
don't let men in our culture, we don't want men to be who they are. They have to kind of hide their emotions. They can be like happy or angry. That's like the two emotions we like them to have.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fear. And so their fear, they can't say, I'm scared. What this right wing person just told me about these Democrats, I'm scared. So they have to come out as anger. So if you can recognize they're scared and have empathy and kind of let them know their fear isn't, they don't have to worry about that fear and explain it to them and not yell back in anger, but
Yeah.
just I guarantee 99.9% of time that person is shouting at you in anger about something not true. They are scared.
Scared
Care
every
about
time.
them, let them know that fear isn't true,
Yeah.
right? Because you're
Yeah.
seeing the most angry.
I am. I mean, and I can't tell you how many every single day I kind of read through the comments, and I do find people every day who are like, I used to be on the other side. I used to think this way. I've changed. I've woken up. I've realized. I
I'm seeing it
every
too.
day,
I'm seeing it
every
too.
day. And
Real
so if
people,
you
not
can
internet people, real people face to face saying it.
Yes, and if you can make that space where it is you're making the world know that you're a person who is going to be accepting of those people who have realized, hey, this isn't right. I need to sort this out. I want to have a dialogue. Make that space where those dialogues can happen, those conversations can happen, and then you can find out that you're not so different and you may get more and more people to flip.
And then you're
Like,
gonna feel better because you're gonna feel more peaceful. But we gotta realize we have fear on our side.
yeah,
So our fear is making us angry. It's making us yell at them. That's our fear. So we have
yes,
to recognize fear's not the best place for this to come at. So
right.
go and get calm before you make your fear turn into anger. We're doing it too. It's not just these people. So
Yes.
their fear and our fear makes violence if we don't lessen it.
Exactly. I mean, even seeing all these pictures of the White House being ripped apart, like we're being flooded with that. So we have an emotional reaction to
So then we go and pump out our
get
trauma.
like I mean it's literally all you can see it. It's all performative. It's all meant to divide us even more so we're not mad at the billionaires. So we're going out and still buying poster board from them and markers from them and you know what I mean? It's just like we're literally just perpetuating the same thing if we keep fighting each other instead of holding hands. I mean, Bob Marley said it, like that's the most dangerous thing to the man is when we all finally get along,
Ah,
when we all finally love each other, when we all finally hold hands and say no more. Like that's
I
the
love that you brought it
scariest,
to
scariest
that.
thing. It's the scariest thing. That
And
is
we
the
don't
most
have to be
terrifying
perfect.
thing.
You don't have to agree with me on
No.
everything. I don't have to agree with you, but we're going to work together. And you know what? If I disagree with you about something, me and you can have a conversation about it. And if we don't find common ground, we can let it go. Like,
Yes, it
you
doesn't mean that
know,
you have to hate each other just because you don't agree. Like
that's destroying our party
it
because
really
they're like, if
is.
you're not 100% on my side, you're out. And
Yeah.
that's stupid.
It's awful, like, too many purity tests, too many, I'm over it, like, I'm ready to work with anybody who wants to make the world better. If
That's
you
kind of
don't
why I like,
though, like, I
that's
don't work.
okay. You're not gonna hate them. That's why I like Indivisible. If Indivisible has like starts up a chapter and then somebody else doesn't like the way that Indivisible's going, instead of like creating drama. They just say, start your own indivisible. And so
Yep.
then when people are like, oh, there's two indivisibles in this town, this one focuses on this issue mostly, and this one focuses on this issue, you go find the one you identify with the most. So I really like that about
Yes.
indivisible.
And that's
Um,
exactly kind of what I've told people whenever people have come like wanting to do the weapons, wanting to do the training for community defense and things like that. And I'm just like, you go and make your own thing. You do that. I made this. This is the thing I made over here. That we're not training people with firearms. We're not going out and we're not arming in events. Like you can do that over there though, right? And that's what I encourage people
and
is
you
like that.
cannot go to it to keep yourself safe.
Exactly. Like I'm not probably not going to go to a protest that is hosted by the gun people. But that's my personal choice. Like, and the way I explain it is when I come to an event, I want to come there knowing that I am unarmed, unafraid, willing to stand on my principles, regardless of what comes. Like
So
using my voice.
what we did in Cordon this time was we paid for the local police in Cordon to come and protect us. It was $75 an hour. And Tiffany Garcia, who helped run this, she raised the
I
money.
love her. I
Do
love
you?
her.
You know
We
Tiffany? I
we
love
go back and
Tiffany.
forth online all
I
the
love her so
time.
much.
Oh my
She's
gosh, I
amazing.
love her. She's
So,
wonderful.
and then they got more money than needed. So I told them to keep it for the next time to pay for the police,
Okay.
you
Right
know?
on.
So,
Well,
and
see,
and I like the police in Cordon. They're
we
great
like
people.
ours too. I work with our sheriff. I know him. I've worked with him since the beginning. He's like around my age. He's very well known. He makes himself a public figure at community events, so he's accessible and easy to talk to here in our town. And so he's who I always work with. And like they don't charge us. They just put the two there's like these big trailer boxes with cameras on them. I like the
No, that's
like
neat.
it's and they just put them at two corners where they can see the whole protest. They don't send a single officer out, but I have contact with him and the police and they will come if we need
Oh,
them. They're
that's
on
really nice. That's
standby.
a good idea.
That's what we do because he said that his presence
That's
makes
what
a
we were
lot of
doing. We were doing free, they were just monitoring more,
yeah.
but in order to get the full on, they were there the whole time, we needed to pay
Okay.
them. So and so we actively tell people, we like our police. They're wonderful people. They're our friends. They work to protect us. And
Yep.
we knew that because like I said, I had 3 instances where people are saying they wanted to shoot us that I had to get a hold of the local police. So I found out
Beautiful.
firsthand how great they are. So,
Yeah.
yeah, so people don't believe our side that's saying cops are awful. In every event you
No.
go to, thank the police officer, find out their name, let them know who you are, because that helps them because they feel our hate. It hurts
Yeah.
them. It
It
hurts their
really
mental health.
does.
They're like, we're trying to protect you and you hate me and it hurts because they're human
Yes.
beings. So,
Yes. And I will admit there are some that are not so great, right? Like
but
I've
people aren't
had
great.
not great
Most people are
yes.
good and
Yes.
some
Like
people are
you
bad. And
will
sometimes the power systems we set up could be changed, but it
yes.
doesn't mean the
Yes.
people
It
are
does
bad.
not mean they are. Like the way I say it is like only Sith still in absolutes, and I'm not a Sith. So you'll never hear me say all of something is bad. I
The
refuse to say
world
that.
is gray, 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 gray.
Yes, I exist in the gray area. That is like my zone. That's where I live. I
And let's
love
be
the gray area.
curious and not judgmental. Like there are just
Yes.
certain things we could do better that would but like over the last couple months, I'm seeing this happen, hippie. I'm seeing people choose unity. I'm
Yes.
seeing more people wake up that used to really like Trump. I'm seeing my side become more peaceful. I'm seeing these protests get more peaceful with the frog costumes and the unicorns
I
and
was a
I
unicorn.
am that's beautiful. And I am so filled with hope and faith. I just have a lot of faith that when this
Yeah.
next presidential election happens, we are going to elect a unity person.
I think so.
I
I think
really
we're gonna see some changes, real
have
changes that are
have
people led.
faith. Things are going to get worse. People are going to suffer. This is going to be a rough couple of years, but we're going to unite, work together. We're going to support people as much as we can. People will get hurt from this, but it doesn't mean our country is gone. We've come back from worse. We survived a civil war, you all. We've come back from worse. and I just know it. I know it. I'm seeing
Yeah,
it. Aren't
I
you?
am too. I am. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing the love. I'm seeing people like lean into unity and compassion and coalition forming, collectives, community. That's what I'm seeing,
If you're
and I
not
hope
seeing
it
that,
continues.
we'll go ahead and get off in just a second. Sorry I've kept you so long, but if you are listening to this and you're not seeing the unity things, you need to change your algorithm and you need to stop talking to the people that are full of hate, fear, and division because
Yeah.
their world is that way because they feel that way inside. So you need
Yep.
to get your people that love themselves and love others and treat others well. You might need to make some adjustments because I'm telling you, I'm seeing it, you're seeing it, you know, let's do
Yeah.
this.
I
Okay.
agree.
Let me know if you want to come back on in two,
I
3 weeks.
will.
I'd love to
Yes.
have you.
I would love
Thank
that.
you. You're amazing. Keep yourself safe.
Thank you. I
Everybody
appreciate
that's doing
you.
this, keep yourself safe. Love to
Yeah.
you all. We can do this. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you.
then it's the help. You can follow the Helpful Hippie on social media and you
Yeah.
can donate to help her keep going on Venmo and Cash App, the Helpful Hippie.
Yes.
So, yeah. All right.
All
Thank
right.
you. You're
Thank
amazing,
you.
Hippie. Love you,
Thank you.
girl.
Have a good
Hopefully, talk to
day.
you later. Bye,
Bye
everybody.
bye.